just sit here? Yes. And speak into the... Yes. The world as we know it today is a smaller place than it ever has been before. Modern technology... We can even see the weather on neighboring celestial bodies around us. Celestial bodies around us. Why not just say planets? Of the 20th century. Citizens of Earth, we have come to give your lives, your species, the purpose that it has so long gone without. Consider us liberators from all of life's hardships. So go home, hold your loved ones, and wait. You couldn't direct these nuts even if you had a chin with a runway. The world as we know it today is a smaller place than it ever has been before. Modern technologies make the exchange of global, even interstellar information almost instantaneous. Pictures and videos of celebrations, sporting events, and even tragedies can be transferred from one continent to another within a single second. We can even see weather on the neighboring celestial bodies around us. But imagine yourself in a much larger world than your own, with far less information exchange occurring. Even knowledge as to the happenings in towns nearest to you could take days, if not weeks, to reach you. It was a world before streaming, before tablets, television, phones, or the internet. Hand-delivered mail transports information slowly but surely from one place to another. You get your news in the evenings just the same as everyone else, sitting around the radio in your family room with those dearest to you, taking in every word as truth. Your faith in God is firm, your trust in your government unquestioned, and you sleep soundly at night, knowing that you are the master of this planet and at the top of its food chain. Living your life completely confident and unafraid. This is America in the early part of the 20th century. But on the night of October 30th, 1938, all that would change forever. When Americans finished their meals and sat around the radio for an evening of already playing music and updates on current affairs, what they heard instead would violently shake their belief structures, crumbling them to the ground and cause nationwide hysteria. Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News. At 20 minutes before 8 Central Time, Professor Farrell of the Mount Jennings Observatory, Chicago, Illinois, reports observing several explosions of incandescent gas occurring at regular intervals on the planet Mars. The spectroscope indicates the gas to be hydrogen and moving towards Earth with enormous velocity. Regularly trusted news gave periodic updates of an impending invasion on our planet by savage creatures from the planet Mars. Man was no longer alone in this universe. A world already at war would be attacked soon by a new enemy at unknown locations at any moment. People looked to the skies, searching for an unseen enemy. Civilians and soldiers alike reached for their firearms, clubs, and helmets, taking to the streets, searching, waiting, and trying to grasp this new war that they found themselves in. Women and children stayed huddled around the radio, listening to the invasion unfold, quickly and violently dismantling the global armies of the world powers. We have lost. Humanity is doomed, destined to be harvested as food for the Martian invaders like cattle in a slaughterhouse. Finally, a voice announces, "This is Orson Welles, ladies and gentlemen, out of character to assure you that the War of the Worlds has no further significance than as the holiday offering it was intended to be. The Mercury Theater's own radio version of dressing up in a sheet and jumping out of a bush and saying, 'Boo!' Starting now, we couldn't soap all of your windows and steal all of your garden gates by tomorrow night. So, we did the next best thing. We annihilated the world before your very ears and utterly destroyed the CBS. You will be relieved, I hope, to learn that we didn't mean it, and that both institutions are still open for business. So goodbye, everybody, and remember the terrible lesson that you have learned tonight. That grinning, glowing, globular invader of your living room is an inhabitant of the pumpkin patch. And if your doorbell rings and nobody's there, well, that was no Martian. It's Halloween." America had been fooled by what would go down in history as the greatest prank ever played by a man. Millions of people all falling for a trick-or-treat prank concocted by a man labeled as both lunatic and genius. People woke to embarrassment the following morning as newspapers came out documenting the mass hysteria that had gripped the country. "Radio fake scares nation." A prank like this would never and could never be accomplished again. If people would have tuned in to their radio mere seconds prior, they would have known that they were being had. But trust had been lost. Suspicion had been born upon the American mind, and it vowed that it would never allow itself to be fooled so easily ever again.